Shalom Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to Lekman out there doing this work of faith and live with love, truth, sincerity. All right, and I just want to get into this brief article about the Eurasian Triple Alliance dealing with Iran, Russia, and China. Because I was just watching the video I wanted, which I'll play, after I go over this article. And basically this Eurasian Triple Alliance is not new. It was set up, a few years back. As you can see, this article is from January 2012. But now we're starting to see, them actually starting to put more things into action as far as combating everything that America's doing. Now we're really seeing the effects taking place. As now, China is going against dealing with the dollar. These other nations are trying to go against dealing with the dollar, so on and so forth, man. They're trying to create this whole Eurasian Triple Alliance and their whole Eurasian monetary system, as far as not having to deal with America, which is going to bring America's economy down even more, if these other nations are not trading using the U.S. petrodollar, So, I'm just getting into this real quick. All right, it says the Eurasian Triple Entity, the strategic importance of Iran for Russia and China, despite areas of difference and rivalries between Moscow and Tehran, ties between the two countries based on common interests have developed significantly. Both Russia and Iran, both Russia and Iran are major energy exporters. They have deeply seated interests in the South Caucasus. They are both firmly opposed to NATO's Mission Shield, with a view to preventing the U.S. and EU from controlling the energy corridors around the Caspian Sea basin. So that's part of a major reason why they're trying to stop, why they're forming this Eurasian Triple Alliance, because they know what America's after. America's after what the natural resources of the earth, the oil, the energy corridor, so on and so forth, so they can continue, their rulership, And it says Moscow and Tehran's bilateral ties are also part of a broader and overlapping alliance involving Armenia, Tajikistan, Belarus, Syria, and Venezuela. Okay, and we see things happening over there in Syria, as we speak. All right. Yet above all things, both republics are also two of Washington's main geostrategic targets. And it says Moscow and Tehran's bilateral ties are part of a broader overlapping alliance, dealing with these nations here, So as it gets into the scriptures, when you go to Ezekiel 38:7, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So these other nations, in which Russia has ties with, these are the different nations that the Most High is speaking of, and whatever other nations that may not be written in this article that Russia's backing or Russia has interests in. So Russia has to be a guard unto himself and for these other countries, and that's what this whole Eurasian Triple Alliance is about. The counteract the U.S. and NATO from taking over even further, so that there be so-called two superpowers. Is basically they're trying to have it to where it's NATO versus the Eurasian Alliance, so to speak, and which we know ultimately is going to lead, to World War III, So it says, China, the Russian Federation, and Iran are widely considered to be allies and partners. Together, the Russian Federation, the People's Republic of China, and the Islamic Republic of Iran form a strategic barrier directed against U.S. expansionism. The three countries form a triple alliance, which constitutes the core of a Eurasian coalition directed against U.S. encroachment into Eurasia and its quest for global hegemony, because that's what America wants. America wants this global takeover, but this Eurasian Triple Alliance is to counteract that, I just wanted to bring out this quick information, concerning this, and I'll let the clip, play right into this, which should edify it a lot more. So with that, shalom.
Usually you will never hear about the most important news that will have the most profound global shifts in our lives. It is kept away from the people. But in this video, we're going to talk about just some of the important news that's not being mentioned by the mainstream media. As we are speaking, there's a formation of a Eurasian world order between China, Iran, and Russia that will directly threaten U.S., Europe, NATO-backed petrodollar hegemony. This is a direct global confrontation that we're seeing unfold right now as the Chinese president has just visited Iran. These two major superpowers just worked out 17 technological and economic agreements between the two countries, but most importantly, they were working to assist each other on the mining and creating of a new gold-backed currency of Eurasian member states, now including Iran, which has a significant number of unexploited gold. People say this will be a direct competition to the so-called hyperinflated, debt-bloated dollar system. We have to understand here in America, the dollar is so strong. Its status in the world is so significant, mainly because there is no other currency as strong as the dollar, because the US dollar is mainly traded all around the world for oil. If countries decide not to start selling oil in dollars, if countries decide to create a new currency to challenge the dollar, the status and the value of our dollar will go down dramatically. The last time a country tried to create a gold-backed currency to go against the petrodollar, it was Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. And because of that, because of the new emails that have just come out from Hillary Clinton, the real reason why the United States, with our government and the mainstream media saying we have to help the people of Libya, the real reason we overthrew that country, the real reason we made it a hotbed for radical Islamic terrorism now, was because Muammar Gaddafi was creating a gold dinar that was supposed to be traded in Africa and was used against the U.S. petrodollar. The U.S. intervened and had Gaddafi butchered and gutted like a pig in the streets and overthrown inside of Libya. And now Libya is a despotic, destroyed state with a hotbed of radical Islamic terrorism. Iran, right now, just said it will stop taking payments in U.S. dollar and only accept euro payments for its oil. The last time a country tried to do this, it was Iraq in 2000 of October. And then shortly after, the United States, for humanitarian purposes, because of weapons of mass destruction that were never there, invaded, overthrew, and had Saddam Hussein hung because he again threatened the U.S. petrodollar. We are seeing Russia make similar moves against the petrodollar. It is now only accepting yuan, China's currency, when it trades oil between China. This is huge. Our foreign policy with the United States has been primarily based on keeping the U.S. world reserve currency, on keeping the U.S. petrodollar in its strongest form, with countries making moves, creating a Eurasian world order according to them. They are directly threatening that, which means the United States foreign policy will act. And as we are seeing reported yesterday, the NATO Secretary General said that he approves our U.S. Defense Secretary Ash Carter's proposal to quadruple U.S. armaments and troops inside of Europe to go against Russia. Our Secretary Carter even said Russia and China are the most stressing competitors. Of course, the United States and the mainstream media on the global world stage will never talk about the U.S. petrodollar. But we are seeing all of its geopolitical moves being made primarily based on this huge, important world reserve currency status, which is now threatened by this huge alliance. Now, we know Russia economically are not doing good in any way, shape, or form. They have issued bonds, mainly because the United States has put sanctions on them, and mainly because the United States and Saudi Arabia are overproducing oil, causing the price to go down, also significantly hurting the Russian economic market. Russia is answering back by going against the petrodollar. The Chinese currency is also seeing a downfall. We are seeing the numbers of its economic significance also go down. That's why they are reaching out to Iran. That's why they are reaching out to Russia. That's why they are creating this alliance. Here in the United States. Our economy is not doing well at all. Just 2 hours ago, the Chinese have bought the Chicago Stock Exchange. People in our financial systems are predicting a market crash and are trying to hedge bets against the U.S. market collapsing. Right now, if you go to the bank and you try to take out more than $5,000, the cops will be called on you because the government is ordering banks to do this right now. Bank of America is even saying that we are already in a recession. Our financial system is on the verge of collapse, especially with this new Eurasian world order of Iran, China, and Russia making direct moves, not only against our economy, but against U.S. hegemony around the world and our currency. This is huge global news that will have repercussions for years to come. It could potentially lead to a war like we've seen done over and over with American foreign policy throughout the last couple of years.